Hey y'all, welcome to Indie Flicks. This is it. Love Island USA Season 8, Episode 21, the episode we've been dreading ever since Casa Amor started, is here. Because after days of flirting, kissing, second guessing, and broken promises, it was finally time to decide. And do you think you stick with the person you came into Casa with, or do you risk it all for someone new? And let me tell you, episode 21 delivered everything. This episode, y'all, I actually had to watch it twice because the way things heated up, I didn't want to miss a thing when I came back to you. So we had the last minute conversations, huge recoupling decisions. We are finna get into all the drama that happened on this episode. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I'm bringing you more and more each day of Love Island USA that you don't want to miss. Make sure you like, comment, share this video. We got a lot to discuss. Let's get into it. All right, so we're just going to break down real quickly what happened earlier in the episode. Corey and Melanie, they had a little private date. He set up a little breakfast picnic on the sand, and it was a vibe. Like, I think she really appreciated it because Corey is making these sweet gestures and advances at her to just reassure her, like, look, I'm trying to show you what you deserve. Like, you've been stressed out. Again, these guys are coming in, they're watching it just as we are. So he has an idea of the things she's been dealing with. And she even admits, like, this is the nicest thing that anyone has done for me these past 3 weeks. Which all then led to her initiating a kiss with Corey. And I was like, yes, Melanie, some sense is starting to show. You are finally getting the true feeling because I do feel like she definitely had her wall up and she was unsure or saving herself for sincere or whatever. But it was slowly starting to break down for Corey. And I think the consistency, right? And his words are matching up with his actions. And that's what most of these girls need in the villa. So this whole interaction really did give me some hope that Melanie was starting to come to her senses. Like, this is what I want, this is what I need, and this is what I'm about to have. Dylan performed a little massage action for Kenzie on the dock. That was his little private getaway to her. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't want to be laid up on no dock. I need somewhere to be comfortable. There's a lot of day beds here in the villa. We could have laid up on one of them beds. Not on this hard behind dock, but I guess it was sentimental because that's where they shared their first kiss, so that's why he did it. And these two, it makes sense, right? I feel like this is a good pairing, but I feel like I said that with Kenzie before, and it just has never satisfied her, which is so ironic because that was the same reason Gabrielle was kicked off the island, and Kenzie kind of does the same thing that Gabrielle does. But I digress. We're past that. Yeah, this was cute, and it's definitely bringing them a lot closer to each other. Dylan makes the most sense for Kenzie. I don't know what she was trying to do with Gaul, but this is where she needs to be. We already know she's off the whole Corbin thing. But Kenzie loves the attention. She loves having two men interested in her, and she likes to quote unquote put it on her roster. This is what Kenzie likes, right? Because Gaul is also expressing interest in her. Yes, he's with Jen, which I'm starting to feel like I don't think he really wants Jen. I think he's just using her to, get through this. But Kenzie's actually entertaining, and I'm like, first of all, what do y'all see in this man? No shade. What do y'all see in this man? I'm missing it. I'm missing it, but you know what? Everybody got a type. But Kenzie, relax. Like, you are really, really close with Jen. And I get it. This is not Friendship Island. It's not. But you have a clear connection with Dylan. Why jeopardize that? Why jeopardize your great connection and a good friendship for someone that's like maybe? You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole thing doesn't make sense to me. Y'all let me know. Are y'all team Dylan or team Gaul? And poor Jen has to obviously sit here and watch it all. And she's also trying to wrap her head around, like, why is she doing all this when the clear connection is between her and Dylan? But Jen also needs to wake up because she has her own conversation with Gaul. And she asks him, like, look, if I choose to recouple with you, like, are you still going to want to explore things with Kenzie? And my man's didn't back down. He's like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I am. Like, if you keep me, yes, I'll be with you, but I'm still gonna try to explore that. So in my mind, I mean, no, I was gonna say something, but no, you need to be selfish in this process. You have to, because at the end of the day, you came here for you. You ain't come here for nobody else in this villa. Yes, y'all can be cool and piece it up, but at the end of the day, you came here to find your person and to win this 100,000. So everybody should have a selfish mindset. So then we finally get the infamous text that the boys are returning back to the villa and it is time to recouple. And if you're new to this, when it's Casa Amor week, the guys have a choice to either bring the new Casa Amor girls over to the villa and couple up with them, or they can come back by themselves in hopes that their girl in the villa that they were originally partnered with is by themselves, so they can be back and stay a couple together, and vice versa for the girls. The girls can choose to keep one of the Casa Amor boys and recouple with them, or stay single in hopes that their partner comes back from Casa Amor and they stay together in a couple. So this is like really one of those high intensified episodes because everybody's coming in one by one. They're not coming in a group setting where you can see who chose who. It's really like a high anticipation of what is finna happen. And when I tell y'all, I was very highly disappointed in a lot of these decisions and a lot of these reactions. But we're going to get into it, baby, because y'all might want to sit down for this. This was a showstopper. So all the Casa Amor guys stand out to the side, and then we have people come in one by one. So Caleb was actually the first one to come in, which I feel like we all had an idea that Caden was going to bring back somebody from Casa Amor. He was single when he left, so it just made sense for him to come back in. So he wanted to bring in back Jaden, one of the Casa Amor girls. I didn't spend too much time on them in my recast because there really wasn't much to give about them. But this was cute. Like, I'm happy for Caleb. The girls cheered him on. They were happy for him too. They were like, okay, we made a great decision for keeping him instead of Gabrielle. So everything was good here. They were really excited to see him back and find someone. And he seems like he's happy with their current connection. Jen also wind up picking Gall, which I was very surprised at. I mean, I kind of had a feeling she would, but I think it was dumb? Absolutely. I do think she was exploring something with Ronnie, and Ronnie could also be coming at her because he knew he was at risk. But Gall, he told you straight to his face he's going to be exploring someone else. And it's like at this point in this time of the game, because we winding down the weeks now, y'all. Why? Why would you want to bring somebody back who is not here for you? That's the point of Casa Amor, to find someone who you have a connection with, who is going to be about you, and you develop that more. So I'm also very curious if Jen wasn't the first girl to stand up and choose. And if they put Kenzie, I really wanted to see what Kenzie was going to choose. Was she going to choose between Dylan, or if she's going to choose between Gal? That would have been like a nice determining factor. But Jen picking Gal, we're going to see how this plays out. I think he might do a huge transition onto Kenzie after all this. And then, of course, that left Kenzie picking Dylan in the recoupling. Of course, Dylan's happy. And again, this makes the most sense for her. Like, she actually seems happy, seems lighter. Just stick with Dylan. Like, don't mess with my girl, Jen. Let her figure out what she need to figure out on her own. It's the roster thing. It's so deaded. So remember, Kenzie was paired up with Corbin. So she had to see Corbin officially walk back in with Parmita. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't like the reaction that happened when he walked out with her. All of the Villa girls started booing him, tomato, tomato. It was distasteful to me because I get it. They went over there and did what they did, right? They had the heart rate challenge. Which, you know what, now that I think about it, we never got the results from that heart rate challenge. But and y'all didn't like how he so easily was, promiscuous with these girls. And then on top of that, he did make that comment about, oh, Kenzie's thrown out the window that they seen, and Ariana disclosed, like, the girls was able to live stream when all that happened. So they seen everything that happened. That was definitely a distasteful behind comment. And I'm not excusing it. This is my thing, though. Y'all knew what Corbin was given, right? Kenzie was very adamant about, I'm over him, F him, I'm so done with him. So why are we retaining this energy for him if we're all moved on? Like, yes, let's speak to the comment that he made, because that was inappropriate, and it wasn't nice. It was unfair. But I think a lot of it is just like, it doesn't need such a loud reaction to. It really doesn't. Because in that, you got to see the lighter things of it. If he didn't make that comment, if he didn't do what he did, then you wouldn't have met Dylan, who might be really actually for you, right? And Corbin's intentions or true personality would have reflected. It would have showed. And also, isn't he like 21? So I don't expect these these young men to have an older man concept. I don't. And then Parmita tried to chime in, which she was okay in the beginning, but then she was also trying to excuse his behavior and talking about he was thinking with his dick rather than his brain. But then it's like, girl, then why would you want to deal with someone like that? But then again, we see she's like a female version of Corbin, right? So it makes sense for Corbin and her to be together, which is what the girls don't see and understand because they didn't see them. But I think throughout this, once they're back in the villa, when they actually see how she moves, they're going to realize, oh, y'all are the perfect match because y'all literally are identical and act exactly the same. So, Kenzie, you may have dodged a bullet here. So next up we have Kata. And remember, Kata was with fine behind Shay. But she didn't really give her all in this. And in the end, she wound up staying by Zach. Zach came in. Remember, Zach was with the girl Alana that got kicked out. So he had no choice but to walk back by himself. And Kata stood there and was like, I still want to stay with Zach. And they're recoupled. And she was just very excited and happy. But I really do wonder with these two, if they're going to have the conversation, if he's going to be honest about what went on, in Casa Amor. Do I think she, made the right choice? I'm not sure. Because again, I don't feel like she gave it all to Shay. She didn't give it all because Zach was in her head the whole time. And that's what happens when you sleep with men sometimes for females. You sleep with them and you have, that bond now, and it's hard to move on from that. So I do feel bad for Shay. I do wish he could have stayed. Do I think he looks way better than Zach? Absolutely. And maybe could have did more for Kata, but she's too locked. She's been locked in on Zach since she's got there. And we're going to talk about that later, but like a lot of these girls have. And it's very unfortunate for these bombshells and these Casa Amor people to come in at this time when these people have been locked down literally since day 2. Trinity was up next, and this was also a no-brainer. We knew that Bryce was going to come back and wanting to be with Trinity. He's been expressing it the whole time at Casa Amor. Yes, Trinity, did a little exploration with Corey. And Bryce has somewhat of something over there with Sydney, but it wasn't too deep. So this was like a common, we knew this was common sense that these two, when they get back to each other, it was cute that they both were dressed in yellow. So they were paired up and coupled up, and they're good. They are clearly, I guess, one of the strongest couples, I guess, because I have a little bit of feelings towards them through this whole episode. Like I think I love Trinity as an individual, but in this coupling, like I'm just not feeling it. And then we have Melanie. Now, mind you, Melanie was with Sincere, and was paired up with Corey. And Melanie, as soon as these girls give these speeches to the guys that they're paired up with, you can kind of already sense what's finna be said, or whatever. And I don't know. I really don't know what was in this girl's head. But Melanie decided to stay with Sincere. And Sincere wound up coming back without Amora from Casa Amor, which did not surprise me. Like, this is Sincere. This is what he does. He leads these girls on. He plays with them. He does all this, says all these things to make them feel like they're chosen and whatever and stuff like that. And then just like, nah, I'm good. We seen him already do it, right? He did this already. So this didn't surprise me. What surprised me, like, as excited as he was to see her, and Melanie was happy to see him too, it was her response to him coming back. So she brings up the fact of, the postcard of him biting down on Amora's lip. And now she's just so frustrated that he always does this when her eyes are not on him. And when he's out of sight, out of mind, he doesn't know how to act. And he's doing all this with these different girls. And she's just tired of it. But in the same breath, girl, so he did so. You weren't far away, baby. You were right there in the same villa when he was up in, whether it be Soul Ties or wherever in that villa, kissing her down and stuff like that for hours. So he doesn't do it just when he's not in your face. He does it whenever. He does it whenever. And you still chose to stay with him. How you going to stand up on that hill? I want to choose Sincere, but then go in on him for the things that he's shown you. And it's so crazy because literally the episode before, Melanie was the one that was driving the whole. We look like fools. We look like those girls where our man can go out and do whatever they want to do, and we just at home like, oh, he's still coming back home to us. You just did it. Were you speaking about yourself? You literally just did it. I was so disappointed in her. I told myself, if she winds up picking up Sincere, she's done for me. Like, I can't anymore, because there ain't no way that this man has continuously showed you how he thinks of you, what he thinks of y'all relationship. He done test every piece of water in that ocean, and still does the same thing, and you still stick beside him. So why do you expect him to make any changes to his behavior when you accept it? And then Zach over here like, oh no, Sincere was thinking about you the whole time. We talked about y'all the whole time. Blah, 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 blah. Gaslighting. Like, it was a mess. Corey, I'm sorry, you did your big one. I really wanted Corey to stay because Corey was the main one, like, just reassuring her, like, the stuff that they have seen. Because even Melanie said, like, all I constantly heard from the other guys was, like, I deserve better. And yet you did not choose better. So, Corey, keep your head up. This was not the cast for you. The girls here are dumb in the brains with the guys that they are. They've been locked in with these people since day one. This was hard. And even Soul said it too when she walked out. Y'all be open. They weren't. They didn't take the advice. And maybe producers should have kept all the bombshells in the Casa Amor, and we could have seen a whole different cast, because this was just ridiculous. And then our last recoupling is with Anaya. And, Anaya was paired up with Carl. And Carl made so much sense for Anaya. He was patient. He was kind. He was sweet. He didn't rush things with her. Like, he was on her speed. It made sense for her. And, even this night he didn't feel too confident, because I think we started seeing a pattern once Kata chose to stick with Zach, once Melanie started to stick with Sincere. I think everybody in their head was like, Anaya's probably going to do the same thing, because it was them three. Them three had a pact to go all in, do da-da-da-da, but yet they double back on that. So Anaya standing up there. She gives this beautiful speech about Carl, But her dumb ass winds up saying, I want to stay coupled up with Casey. And KC enters the villa with TT. Duh. Not surprised by this decision. This we knew he was going to do this, right? He said it already in Casa Amor. Casey has not had the opportunity to fully explore someone else, and this girl came in wanting him. She was on that. She was on that. She needed that. She got that. She had to have that, and here we are. So Casey is obviously expressing like, look, like I did this for me. Like I had to be selfish about it. I had to be selfish about my decision. Like this is what I wanted to do. And, you know, it is what it is. And that's when things immediately started heating up. The girls, Anaya is FU, blah, 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 blah. It was just a whole lot of nothing. Now, granted, we've seen things in Casa Amor that the girls didn't see. Like the comment that Casey and Corbin had about, you know, the Villa girls are like high school and stuff like that. Yes, sure. That was inappropriate. Whatever. But can you genuinely be on top of this man the way that y'all are? Can y'all? Like let's think about this we gotta dissect this. It starts when Trinity cuts off TT after she's expressing how she feels about being back in this villa and questions Casey over a comment that never was said because Bryce had told her something that was truly incorrect about Casey saying he doesn't see how they're the strongest couple, blah, 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 blah. One, who cares? That's the first thing. That has nothing. That's irrelevant to this whole dynamic and situation. Two, how does it make him sneaky that he was taken to Casa Amor and started exploring someone when y'all were literally advocating for Anaya to do the same thing? Please let me know in the comments down below. How does that make sense? KC went over there, did what was supposed to be done, right? Did what you were supposed to do this whole entire season. And the same advice you gave your homegirl, KC did it. And are you just mad that your homegirl didn't do the advice that you gave her? And KC did? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. And they're just, like, badgering him. Then Melanie, out of nowhere, brings up Soul. Like, you didn't want to explore. You wanted to explore Soul. You didn't explore Soul because Sincere. No, that's not true. Casey tried to explore Soul, but who came walking around the corner to interrupt their conversation? Anaya did. And Boo-hoo cried about it. What are we doing? So, yes, Casey probably felt I'm away from Anaya, so now I can actually truly, fully explore, because when I'm there in the villa and I try to do that, it's a problem. Although that's what the freaking show is about. Everybody figuring out who's their person and who's their connection. The way that they tore down into this man. Now, yes, does he have immature ways? Absolutely. Is he flawed? Absolutely. But the heightened level of disrespect and the way that they were just badgering him was not called for. And I guarantee you they would have not had this energy if Anaya chose Carl. They're mad because Anaya was a dummy and stood there and wanted to stay with KC, knowing that last conversation she had with him was telling him to do him. And now because he did him, it's a problem. It's a problem. You said all these positive affirmations about Carl and you still chose wrong. And you got to live with that. But the drama didn't stop there, because as they're going in on KC, TT steps up. And then because she steps up, Trinity tries to like hush her and like tell her like to quiet down. But for what? I'm not going to quiet down, because one, you interrupted me. Two, it's all of y'all against him. And three, just as much as you're in the whole Casey and Anaya's business, now I'm going to bring myself up in it. And I gave TT all her claps, all her clockets, all that. Because yes, she is absolutely right. And I don't know if anybody else is in this Delulu world, and I get her and KC have been, they're not like official, but if I'm riding or if I'm with someone and I have feelings for them, I'm not about to let y'all jump on. It was literally all the Villa girls on KC. Zach maybe said one thing to let KC talk, but nobody else had control of them girls. So it's not about to be all these women coming at him and I'm standing here and I'm just going to let that happen? No. No woman in their right mind would let that happen. So she spoke up, as she should. She was not wrong. And so what? It's only been 3 days. It's only been a week and a half. It's only been a week and a half for all of y'all. And it wasn't even a full week and a half for y'all to be like this. Y'all been like this since day one. Y'all been catching attitudes and a whole bunch of stuff since the beginning of this. And this was just really, really bad. This was really, really bad. And I'm not mad at TT defending herself and getting bucked back with them because y'all not going to bully TT like y'all did Soul. I truly believe they ostracized Soul when she was in that villa. I truly believe that. And I don't know why, or I don't know if it's because of the previous seasons. They've seen how girls have grouped up, like we see PPG, right? But it doesn't always, we don't always have PPG seasons. You don't always have to be like that. And PPG was, I feel like that season with Serena, Leah, and Janae, there was a lot more that went down their season to cause, a lot of the stuff that happened, right? I don't feel like this season there has been that much. We barely seen that many bombshells come in here. All right? We barely seen a lot of recouplings. So for y'all to have all this pent up energy towards this person is crazy to me. I don't know, y'all. After watching this episode a second time, like the first time I was like, okay, Trinity, yes, like give her her baddie's chain. She ate that, where she defended herself. But watching it back again, I don't think I care for it too much because her and Bryce have been really gossipy a lot this season. Like that's all I've mostly seen in prior episodes of them sitting off and they just talking about everybody else in the villa. And it's whack. It's kind of whack to me. It's kind of whack. It's very much corny. And find something better to do. Find something better to do. You over here speaking and being Anaya's mouthpiece and mad that somebody else is being Casey's mouthpiece. Yet all of y'all are chirping at Casey at once and he can't get nothing out. I don't know. Y'all let me know. This was definitely heated. Hands could have been thrown, but they weren't. But this was a definitely heated situation. And again, in my opinion, TT was right for standing beside KC. Maybe he'll show a different side. But I think he's just happy where he's at. He even said in the pictures when he seen Anaya, like she looks even happier than she was with him. Anaya literally said it to the girls that she felt her happiest. And she chose wrong. And that's on her. No one should be mad at KC for making his decision for himself when Anaya should have did the same. Period. And Anaya had this whole little Meredith Grey speech of, I chose you, I wanted you to choose me. Girl, night one, you did not choose that man. Y'all got defaulted together. The next time y'all recoupled, when you did have to make a decision, who else were you going to choose? To be honest. We ain't never seen you interact with no other man, so Casey was your only option to recouple with. And then the letters thing, y'all chose each other. Because if I'm not mistaken, he wrote his letter to you too. So to use that in this whole I chose you, this man has reassured you numerous times again that he was good where he's at. Of course, maybe there have been some moments where he could have been gaslighting her, like sincere and stuff like that. But you still chose to question it. And maybe next time, go with your gut feeling. Go with your instincts. If you feel like he's playing you, then let it be that. But don't be crying now. Oh, I should have chose Harl. You knew that. But you wanted to be a follower. And you thought your man was going to come through this villa like the last two idiots by himself. All of y'all have wrong pickings. And that's on you. The decision was yours. And this is what you got to live with. You've seen the proof. You've seen the proof in the video. You've seen the proof in the postcard. You chose to ignore it. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't have no empathy towards this. This is on you. This is on you. Ooh, child, this episode, I swear, turned into baddies real quick. 0 to 100, really, really quick. But look, we got left off on that night with a vote, so we could actually choose to bring one of the Casa Amor people, a boy and a girl who were dumped from tonight. I'm gonna let y'all know who I voted for. I voted for Amor. That's just because I'm here for the drama. And I need Melanie to look like a fool when she comes in there and tells her this is what he did. And I kind of want to see Sincere shake a little bit. I do want to see that. And I actually voted Corey to come back. I felt like Corey was right to come back because he came in there with intentions. He explored multiple women while he was there. And I think that would be good for him. I do. Whether it be with Melanie or somebody else, I think Corey should definitely come back. I've seen a lot of people choosing Carl to come back. It didn't make sense to me. I understand people did it for Anaya, but Anaya is dumb. So if you missed that opportunity, that's on you, sweetheart. And I don't know if she's going to truly get over this whole Casey situation. Like, I don't feel like watching Anaya for the rest of the season, giving the evil eyes to Casey and TT. I don't. And in my opinion, love Anaya down, but she might need to go. I don't think this is the show for her. I really don't. That was mainly my main reason why Carl, no, because Anaya needs to go too. She has a lot of self-work she needs to handle before being paired back up with Carl. And I didn't want to do that to Carl anyways, because it's like you only want me because Casey came back with TT. So it just didn't make any sense. But those are my thoughts on this episode, y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments below who made the right decision, who should have stayed loyal, which Casa connection surprised you the most, and which couple do you think still has a chance after all this? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the IndieFlix family because we're covering every twist, every recoupling, and every unforgettable Love Island moment. I'll see you guys in the next one.